I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Ballston Spa Board of Education for today, August 20th, 2025. If you could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to welcome everyone in attendance and those of you watching on the live stream. For everyone in attendance, we have two exits off to the left and right, and then we have the exits at the front of the library. And we are going to talk about recognition tonight.
We do not have recognition.
Do not have recognition. Is there any public comment? So the first thing on our agenda then is the approval of the minutes for August 6th for our regular meeting. A motion to approve the minutes for August 6th.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The minutes for the August 6th regular meeting passed. Superintendent's report.
Thank you very much. Tonight we have two updates for you. We'll be providing an update on our DEIB and also an update on CTE. So first up, we'll have Principal Johnson from Malta Ave, who is one of the co-chairs of our DEIB committee.
Good evening. It's great to be here this evening. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here to represent our DEI committee. I'll start first by, sharing our mission statement, which is up here. I won't read it again to everyone. I know this is something that we shared when we had a sort of middle of year DEIB update. But it's something that our committee worked on at the start of the year and really guides the work that our committee does here in Ballston Spa. I also just want to acknowledge the incredible members of our DEI committee. We have just such a wonderfully talented and hardworking group of individuals who are just incredibly passionate about this work. So again, I think Kim Bolster and I are very grateful to be part of this committee. So this evening I'm going to talk pretty briefly, I promise, about our accomplishments from the 24-25 school year, and then also talk about our goals for the 25-26 school year. So we started off the year, we started off with a bang with Dr. Diane Winnie, who presented at our superintendent's conference day. It was, just a great kickoff for our district and for this work. She is, as many of you know who were there, just a very articulate and passionate person, so deeply committed to this work, and reminded us that all truly means all, and that as a district, as a society, we need to make sure that all students, all staff, everyone feels a strong sense of belonging. And that ties so perfectly with our district motto of educating everyone takes everyone. We are all important, we all belong. And again, this is this concept of belonging is truly the goal and the vision and the mission of our committee. This is what all of our work comes down to. It's something that we believe greatly impacts student learning and performance. When our kiddos feel safe and when our kiddos feel a sense of belonging, they're then able to learn and thrive really in life. So after that superintendent's conference day, our committee worked on a staff and student survey. We really wanted to get at a sense of belonging for all of our employees here in our district. How does everyone truly feel about being at work? Do they feel welcome? Do they feel a sense of belonging? For our faculty and staff, oh, you know what, Dr. Duke, I think we edited this slide. It's actually 87%. I think Kim and I saw that typo, and originally we thought, oh my goodness, look at us, we are just crushing it, and then realized our number was incorrect, so I do apologize. I believe that number is 87%. Still really strong, but also highlights that we still have 13%, again, of those who took the survey that don't feel that sense of belonging. So what can we do as a district to support everyone? Our student survey, so all of our students in our district in grades 3 through 12 took a student survey. Similarly, we were looking to see and trying to ask the questions that get at, do I feel welcome here in Ballston Spa in my school? Do I feel a sense of belonging? And am I comfortable being myself? So you'll see at the elementary level in grades 3 through 5 that we're right around, mid to high 70s, low 80s for those questions. At the middle grades, it jumps up for feeling welcome. And then similarly, low 80s for the other questions. And then at the high school level, again, drops a little bit and is something that, we're looking at as a district. So again, these surveys really provided our committee with a starting place and helped us to really think through the why of the work that we're doing, right? We're doing so many things well in our district for our students, and yet we can do so much more and start to think creatively about making sure everybody feels a sense of belonging. Our committee also worked on what we titled Cultivating Belonging PD activities, our professional development activities during faculty meeting time. Our goal for this was to make sure that the DEIB, presentation that Dr. Diane Winnie gave was not this one and done DEIB professional development, that we were then following it up during staff meetings, continuing to talk about sense of belonging. At every level in our here in our district, we did these 2 activities with staff members. Then next, Kim Bolster was able to bring some students to the Wish We BOCES Wellness, Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Summit. This was a pretty special experience for our students. It was a community event that was, facilitated by Teen Truth to really empower our students in the community, improve mental health, and really kind of focus on culture. And we had 2 7th graders and a 9th grader go, it sounds like it was a wonderful experience for these students and sparked some great conversations. And then the next big piece that we've been focused on, or we focused on this past spring, was having student panels. Now, our student panels, the purpose of this was to gather additional data, street data, to enhance and help us think more carefully about the survey results. We wanted to kind of delve deeper with our students, ask questions about sense of belonging, ask questions about feeling welcome, and really hear our students' stories. The survey was a good starting point, but we really wanted to talk to our students. So at the high school level, we facilitated multiple circles to gather this information. And then at some elementary schools, we did this as well, where we talked to our 5th graders and really tried to ask questions about, what helps them to feel a sense of belonging and what can we do better to help all students feel welcome and sense of belonging. We did this in a circle format. I don't know, I know we've probably thrown that around a little bit, but essentially what the circle format is we truly create a circle in the room. There is a talking piece. The only person who speaks is the person who is holding the talking piece. We establish the norms for the group and kind of shared agreements for how we're going to facilitate the circle. And then we have specific questions that we ask our students, and everybody has the opportunity to share. This has really been an effective method. It's something that I know our middle school utilizes already. Our high school is, experimenting with it. And again, at the elementary level, it is a little bit new to us. We've done things like morning meetings, but not necessarily in this circle format. So this is something that we're excited about. We really believe that it's a tool that we can utilize to help our students start feeling connected to our buildings and improve sense of belonging. We are working on our visuals. Thanks to Kelly and our committee, we have come up with this beautiful visual, which says, "Be here, be you, belong." It's actually a Brene Brown quote. And it's something that we are going to put up in our buildings that we are excited about. So our goals for the 25-26 school year, again, one of our big goals was that those visuals. So we are ahead of the game on that. Those are done and will be distributed. We are this year really going to focus on updating our district website, the DEIB portion of the website, with information and resources. We're excited to, at the K-12 level, really look at and kind of dive deeper into restorative practices and what that looks like at each level. And begin to implement circles. This summer, all of our school building principals were trained in circles and in facilitating circles. So we're really excited to take that information and begin to roll it out with our students. And so our goal for this coming year is really to develop a plan, an implementation plan for circles in our schools. We're going to continue to work on our professional development opportunities during faculty meetings, our Cultivating Belonging kind of mini PD sessions. We're also looking forward to creating a cultural celebration and commemorative dates calendar where we can acknowledge and celebrate the variety of cultures that we have here in our district. And then sort of our big goal is also to create a faculty toolkit in Google Drive where we can start to compile resources that we have that all staff members can utilize. So it's a lot, but we're excited and we're thrilled to jump in this fall. Any questions?
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
I love the visual.
Wonderful. Perfect.
I have one comment, which has been, I just feel so good about the work of this committee, and I think the work has been really thoughtful, and it's really impressive to just see it all sort of laid out, basically, because sometimes when you're in it, it feels like things are messy or, and so it's nice to see just the concrete listing of all those achievements, and huge thanks for your leadership and Kim's leadership on that. I guess the question would be, if you were going to think about ways to, I know one thing we've talked about is broadening the work of the committee, but also keeping the committee at a size that you can still get the work done.
Yes.
So would just love your thoughts about that.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I think there is a lot of work to be done. And so one thing that our committee talked about in the spring was expanding and having the opportunity to have sort of work sessions and subcommittees. And we potentially use a different word than subcommittee, but sort of a work group that, if we have people out there who are excited, let's say about creating the cultural celebrations calendar, and we put that out there and said, does anybody want to be part of this work group? They would come join that and not necessarily feel as though they also need to be part of the district committee as a whole. So I think that's really where we landed in the spring was opening it up for those work sessions to have more voices and more folks come in with their kind of background and expertise and feedback.
And I would just add that, Kim and Sarah had asked potentially for release days for some of the committee work. The work that's being done is just so important, and it really just speaks to everything that we're doing in the district. And when kids feel like they belong, then we're going to be here more. It's going to help our attendance, it's going to help our academic achievement. So, we'll be doing some release days for the larger committee because it's a heavy lift, and there's a lot of work to be done. And so, some release days for the members of the committee are warranted for sure this year, just to make sure that the work gets off the ground.
I have a couple of questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of piggybacking off of this, how often are you able to meet as a committee?
Yep. So this past year, we were meeting twice per month as a committee.
Okay. And then I had a question about the circles.
Yep.
Who facilitates those at the high school and elementary school level?
So the implementation this past year, I want to kind of go back and preface this with the middle school has really been the building that has been doing this fairly consistently for the past few years. So, I know I want to let the middle school speak to that a little bit more. They have it worked out in their schedule so that my understanding is that there are lots of different staff members throughout the building who will facilitate those circles. At the high school level this spring, we had members of our DEIB committee who went in and facilitated some of those student panels. At the elementary level, again, it wasn't, we didn't have a full implementation plan in place this past year, but rather we were experimenting with some different formats. So for example, at Malta Ave, our school counselor in the spring went in, and during her SEL block that is always scheduled, for our students, she went in and facilitated that utilizing a circle. So at the elementary level, our plan is to use, that block of time that's already in schedules.
Okay. So you kind of answered my last question, which was if a high school teacher feels comfortable getting trained to facilitate, that's something that in the future might be possible.
Absolutely. I mean,
We've
Sorry.
partnered with Mediation Matters, and so we're a host site, and so that allows us to kind of send, I think during the year, we were able to send, I believe, 8 to 10 staff members, and then over the summer, that's where we had the opportunity. We hosted again. It was a 3-day training. We got all our building administrators trained in that. So we'll continue to do that and just kind of build it grassroots to the ground level.
Great. Thank you very much.
Great,
Any
thank you.
questions? Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sarah. And next up, we have our STEM coordinator, Mrs. Irwin, and she'll be talking to us about CTE at the high school and a new, well, I shouldn't say potentially, it will be a new CTE program that we're going to be launching hopefully this October with the application and going from there.
Yes. What am I doing? So thank you for this opportunity to speak to you tonight. Hi, Brian. So I want to preface that we do send a lot of students to BOCES for CTE programs, which is a great opportunity for them. What we have also done is we have a few programs that we have brought in-house, so they are approved programs. So kind of just clarifying for everyone what the components of an approved program are, some updates about our current approved CTE programs, and where logistics about the one we're going to be applying for and submitting to state ed. So a CTE program includes a sequence of courses. It has to be at least 3.5 credits. That will be courses in a specific area and will include career and financial management that can be a separate course or embedded. So students are having those opportunities. It also includes passing a technical assessment, and it also includes a minimum of 54 hours of work-based learning. So all of those are the components. It is leading to an industry-based credential. We also will have them be college and the high school classes, so there has to be a career trajectory, either directly into a career or those advanced work for those students in a specific area. As of 2015, New York State actually allows passing a CTE technical assessment to serve as one of the 5 exams. So that is an additional opportunity for students. Research has shown that students who are participating in career and technical education have higher graduation rates, are more likely to be successful post-graduation. And as New York State moves to the new portrait of a graduate, they are basically saying all students will need to have 1 credit in CTE. So this just increases those possibilities related to that. We have 3 currently approved programs. We had 4. We have consolidated business management and marketing, business marketing, into a business management and marketing CTE pathway. We have a pre-engineering pathway and a building science pathway. So this past year, I worked a lot with our departments and the New York State Career and Technical Education Assistance Center to submit our reapproval for our applications. So that included an in-depth self-study of our 3 programs. We were looking at why we weren't getting the number of completers that we wanted. Were our courses the best that they could be? So there was a very in-depth piece related to that. In June, we were actually reapproved for all 3 of those, so we are approved through 2030 for all 3 of those programs. In most cases in that, we were seeing that students in technology weren't crossing over to business and taking CFM, so we've now embedded the career and financial management into our building science and pre-engineering programs. We have also opened the ways up so that students in business management and marketing and pre-engineering can get credits through the FIRST robotics team. So some of those team competitions allow them to demonstrate that work-based learning. Another cool piece about this is now on students' transcripts, it actually has a separate section showing the work-based learning. So it'll have all their courses, and then it will have work-based learning. And then this past summer, I worked with Mr. Robinson, and we provided additional information to families about all of our CTE programs to help families know as they begin scheduling. And we'll be sending additional emails about that. So kind of just bringing families in and understanding, hey, your child already has 2 credits. They might want to look at this to work towards an endorsement. So that is just some data in terms of, you will see we've had a lot of participants, which means they've had 1 credit. If they are 2 credits into a 3.5 to 4 credit sequence, they are a concentrator. We did actually have our first graduates from building science CTE program. So we launched these right about the time COVID hit. So it kind of created some challenges. What I was told by our Career and Technical Assistance Center is that those challenges were created in terms of students completing across the state. So programs that we're reapplying this year, we're seeing similar numbers to ours. So we are working on how to get more students to be completers. We are proposing, and we were looking to propose this a while ago, but it took us some time to really work through what are the right courses, what are the sequence events. So we are proposing a digital multimedia course. We spent in 2020 creating a TV studio. You see the Scotty's recap. Those will all count towards work-based learning hours, any of the public service announcements for this new program. So we have 4 courses in this. We are going to embed our career and financial management. We are going to do the Adobe Premiere as our technical assessment, and then they will have numerous opportunities. We do have 2 out of those 4 courses that students will be getting credit from SUNY Adirondack for. So this is the data that we have. The video production was a semester course, and then it went away, and then now it's back as a full year course. So we've been playing with our course sequencing to really kind of figure out what do students need to be successful in this industry. So we are there. From there. Then we had an employability profile. So on August 11th, we brought in our external review committee, which are representatives from industry, so that they could see our employer profile. It was very cool. One of our industry representatives is a digital strategist. And when I was talking to our representative from the Technical Assistance Center, she goes, I've never even heard of that career, but his whole job is to figure out which of the multimedias, whether I'm gonna do long form, short form, how do I repurpose information. So we are taking all of that feedback and making some adjustments. But the key piece they actually wanted us to add was technical writing and media literacy, because they actually felt that that wasn't, it needed to be more explicit, so that got added to our employability profile. Those are what he is planning to cover in those courses. So you'll see that there are different pieces. There's going to be career exploration in those, which I realized I did not update this after our external review, so I will. So those are our components. We are presenting it to Dr. Duca and the board president for signature, and then we will be submitting to state ed at the end of the month. So that's mine.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Any others?
That concludes the superintendent's report.
Okay, committee reports?
Facilities Committee? All right, so Facilities Committee, we had our first meeting of this year. We elected a chair, who is myself. we unanimously, I might add. Our focus on the meeting was really on a timeline review, and so pleased to announce that on September 3rd, we're looking forward to CS Arch is going to come in and do a board presentation. They'll really be reviewing the entire project, the design, cost range for the project, really starting to, that's a lot of that is based on feedback that we received from the survey, which had over 500 respondents. So we really appreciate all that feedback. And then we'll be rolling out information in all sorts of different ways to our community about the project and the design elements and the ways that it's going to positively impact so much of our school experience. So really families, students, staff should be anticipating hearing about that after the presentation on September 3rd. And then our next meeting is November 5th. Did I miss anything or?
Great, thank you so much. Correspondence to the board. We had 7 total emails, 1 referencing the cell phone policy, 5 referencing the high school bag procedures, and 1 referencing a proposed dedication.
And to the district, we had 8 total, 1 call regarding a student matter, 2 emails regarding student matters, 4 emails regarding the high school bag procedure, and 1 letter regarding the proposed dedication.
Announcements.
Good evening. Just a few announcements as the summer winds down. Earlier this week, high school fall sports began. On August 25th, the middle school is hosting an open house from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. On August 26th, they're also holding an open house throughout the day from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. August 28th, modified fall sports begin. On September 2nd, all of our 10-month staff will return, and as we've done each year, there'll be a welcome reception with our community partners, followed by an all-staff morning superintendent address. And throughout the day, there's building-specific events happening. I would direct you to the district calendar because there's a bunch of them, but they're all detailed on there. September 3rd is also a superintendent's conference day for staff, and there are additional building events happening. Again, I would check the district calendar online. And we also have our Board of Ed meeting at 7 p.m. that day. And September 4th is the first day of classes already.
Thank you. Old business? Okay. New business. A motion to approve the resolution 121, agreement of cooperative athletics girls wrestling.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion 121 passes. Motion to approve resolution 122, agreement of cooperative athletics ice hockey.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution 122 passes. Motion to approve resolution 123, agreement professional services.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution 123 passes. A motion to approve resolution 124, tax certiorari reserve fund.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Resolution 124 passes. A motion to approve resolution 125, retirement contribution reserve fund.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution 125 passes. A motion to approve Resolution 126, authorization electronic tax collection.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution 126 passes. A motion to approve Resolution 127, tax rolls and authorized tax levy.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution 127 passes. A motion to approve Resolution 128, tax warrant.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution 128 passes. A motion to approve Resolution 129, extension of bid kitchen equipment maintenance.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution 129 passes. Resolution 130, a motion to approve Resolution 130, extension of bid, various general construction, electric, HVAC, and plumbing projects.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion 130 passes. A motion to approve Resolution 131, award of bid top dressing.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Resolution 131 passes. A motion to approve Resolution 132, field trips clean tech ECHS.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution 132 passes. A motion to approve Resolution 133, placement of students with disabilities.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution 133 passes. A motion to approve Resolution 134, placement of preschool students with disabilities.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution 134 passes. Resolutions 135 through 150 are recognized as the consent agenda for the purpose of the Board of Education action. May I have a motion to approve the resolutions 135 through 150?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolutions 135 through 150 pass. Any other new business? Any representatives from the BSATA who would like to speak? The BSTA, the CSEA, or the PTA? Any updates from any outside liaisons? No PTA updates, guys, sorry. But please join your PTAs early and often. Any public comment? No. Okay. We do have reason to go into executive session to discuss the matter of a student and the employment of an employee. So may I have a motion to adjourn to executive session? We will not be coming back.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.